Hello and welcome to episode number 85 of WITM Season 5, and it is time for our main roster pay-per-view, Stomping Grounds, where we have three WITM matches on this card, all of which involve titles on the line. We're going to kick things off with Jack making his first defense of the United States Championship against his the former United States champion, Cesaro. Jack will be accompanied by the rest of the Blade Runners, the Universal Champion Captain Casey, who will have a match of his own later on tonight, as well as the newest addition to the Blade Runners, Jack's brother, Dylan Hayes. And then in our second match of the evening, Captain Casey will be making his first defense of the Universal title against another behemoth. He's been facing a lot of those lately, the monster among men, Braun Strowman, and that match will be an anything goes, no holds barred matchup. And in the main event, this match would have been on the kickoff show in real life, but because this is our first all WIT member title match probably since Corey versus Andrew and way back in season 3, this will be our main event. It will be Andrew Spud Strong defending the Cruiserweight Championship against fellow WIT members Gerald and Austin Rage. So let's get into our first matchup. Jack defending the United States Championship against Cesaro. Remember, going back about 2 months ago, at Money in the Bank, Rey Mysterio was United States Champion. He defended the United States Championship against Cesaro. Mysterio retained the title, however, Cesaro injured Mysterio, and the next night on Raw, Mysterio had to vacate the U.S. title, and because he was injured and could no longer defend it, and gave the title to Cesaro, making him the official United States Champion. But Jack did not like that the title that he was going after was just being handed to Cesaro, so he cashed in his Money in the Bank contract that he won at Money in the Bank and defeated Cesaro to become United States Champion, ending Cesaro's reign at maybe about an hour. So now Cesaro, who won a Fatal 5-Way to earn this rematch, looking for revenge. Will Cesaro get back the U.S. title that he held oh so briefly a couple of months ago, or will Jack have a successful first title defense? Let's find out and get our first of 3 WITM matches underway. It's Jack, accompanied by Captain Casey and Dylan Hayes, versus Cesaro, with the United States Championship on the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the United States Championship.
comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. Hey, yo. Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it hits, it shakes me to the core and makes me stronger than before. It's not a question about trust, but we stand with us. Can you feel it? Make it real. Oh, I think it might wash away tonight. Awaken from this never-ending fall.
Introducing the challenger from Lucerne, Switzerland, weighing in at 232 pounds, Cesaro. Introducing the champion from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 241 pounds, he is the United States champion, the legend killer, Jack Hayes.
What a night.
And there is the prize on the line. Jack defending it for the first time. Cesaro, you know he wants it back after only getting to hold it during his latest reign for about an hour before Jack cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to historically win not a major title, but the United States Championship he had been chasing since becoming part of Monday Night Raw. Cesaro has been on fire ever since Sheamus was injured and the bar split up via the Superstar Shakeup. But will that lead him to another United States Championship as he nearly wins it just seconds into the match? But Jack is able to roll him into a cover of his own. Jack with a scoop slam and now going into mounted punches. There's a stomp to the back. Jack's starting to get fired up. He wants a nice long reign with his first main roster championship, the United States title. The title that he cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to win. There's an elbow drop to the shoulder. Of course, Jack's fellow Blade Runner, Captain Casey, will be defending the Universal title tonight. So, you know they'll be hoping to still walk out with both their championships right now. As Casey mentioned a couple of weeks ago, the entire singles division on Raw runs through the Blade Runners, with Captain Casey holding the Universal title and Jack holding the US title. Will that change after tonight? We'll have to wait and see. But so far, so good for Jack. He's definitely has some momentum to start off this matchup as he's starting to get fired up.
But he has to do everything in his power not to let this get out of hand.
There's Jack with a stomp to the arm. Jack goes for cover. Does he remain United States champion? No, at least not yet. Cesaro powers out right away. There's a kick to the back. And a stomp to the head. Now Cesaro forced up to his feet. Choke slam by Jack. We've seen that move win matches for Jack before. Will it do so again? And that's nearly enough right there to retain the US title for Jack, but Cesaro powers out at 2 and Jack is in shock. But now he's looking for, well, I thought maybe the soda pop, but Instead, it's, or sorry, that's Captain Casey I'm thinking of. This is the three Union Amigos. And will this lead Jack to retaining his U.S. title? No, still Cesaro powers out at 2. It's going to take more than that for Jack to remain United States champion, but he's off to a very good start, getting a choke slam and a 3 Union Amigos in very early in this matchup. And now, after some taunts, Jack tries to go back to work on Cesaro, but Cesaro able to get back on the attack. There's a European uppercut, and now Cesaro looking to return the favor. He's hit a signature, now he wants the finisher. And it's going to be the sharpshooter, the finisher of his former tag team partner Tyson Kidd. Is this going to win Cesaro the United States Championship back? No, Jack would break it up fairly quickly. There's a right to the head of Cesaro to force him into the corner, and a gut kick. Cesaro now in a bad way, seated in that corner. There's a knee to the head. Now Jack drags Cesaro closer to center ring. And goes for another cover. And Cesaro powers out at 2. There's a backbreaker from Jack. Jack once again getting fired up with the throat slash, homage to The Undertaker. But there's a reversal by Cesaro with a shoulder block and an uppercut to the head to force Jack onto the apron. What does Cesaro have in mind here? It's an uppercut from the apron. Great position for Cesaro center ring, but Jack still able to power out almost immediately. There's a stomp to the back. And a reversal by Jack with the power slam. And a huge suplex by Jack near the corner. Cesaro, however, able to get back to his feet with an elbow strike and a drop kick. There's a stomp to the leg. Cesaro maybe think it's a mission here. No, instead he's going to try to soften up those legs for perhaps another sharpshooter in the future. There's a suplex by Cesaro. Now Cesaro, we don't see him do this very often, but he's going to try to pull all the stops here to try to win back his U.S. title. Diving elbow drop from Cesaro. Cesaro goes for covers. He becomes United States champion. No, Jack powers out at 2 to keep his reign alive, at least for the time being. Jack misses with a clothesline, but does connect with the second attempt. There's a punch to the back. Was Jack thinking here? There's a huge power bomb, but Cesaro immediately is able to reverse. Jack is going to use the apron to get back to his feet. And what is going on here? Jack, another homage to The Undertaker. The lights are shut off, and Jack ends up behind Cesaro. We've never seen Jack do that before. Just as momentum was starting to turn in Cesaro's favor, Jack using a little trickery to turn momentum right back to his side. And that would that be the difference maker here in this U.S. titles match, as there's yet another homage to The Undertaker, the Hell's Gate. And it's locked in well. And it does a lot of damage, but it's not going to put away Cesaro, at least not yet. And Cesaro is able to reverse and connects with a shoulder block. Jack trying to pull out all the stops in order to remain United States champion. Paying homage to The Undertaker in several ways in this matchup, especially with those lights going out. And then Jack reappearing behind Cesaro after the lights came back on. But there's Cesaro giving Jack a little taste of his own medicine with his own version of the 3 Union Amigos. How devastating it would be for Jack to lose his U.S. title to his very own finisher.
it's safe to say the number.
That might become a reality right here. But no, it won't happen, and Cesaro is in shock. Jack powers out at 2 after being hit by his very own finishing maneuver. There's a double knee drop to the head, and now Cesaro looking for his own finisher, the sharpshooter. And for the second time in this match, it's locked in. We saw Cesaro softening up those legs earlier, but Jack was able to get straight to those ropes for a rope break before much damage could be done. The suplex by Cesaro. Momentum seems to have swung back in Cesaro's favor. Can Jack get a reversal, get back in the attack before he loses the U.S. title? There's a reversal from Jack. Is that what he needs to get momentum back in his favor? As Jack once again paying homage to The Undertaker. And Jack plants Cesaro on that top turnbuckle as the rest of the Blade Runners look on and cheer on Jack. They want to make sure that the United States title and the Universal title remains around the waist of Blade Runners following tonight. And here comes Jack with a momentum sequence, looking for a free signature maneuver, and gets it. Will he go for the signature immediately?
Could be over for Cesaro, and the Cesaro section can't be far behind.
He tries, but Cesaro reverses. There's a gut kick. Cesaro looking for a powerbomb of his own. That one will connect. Cesaro trying to use some of Jack's own moves against him to win back the U.S. title. And now Cesaro looking for the Cesaro swing. The WWE Universe counting it out. That's 8 rotations. Cesaro is exhausted, but will that lead him to the U.S. title if he can get a cover? And now finally he'll make the pin. Cesaro becomes United States champion. He will win back his U.S. title. And unfortunately for Jack, his reign will end after just one defense.
Man, this was great. Check this out.
Here is your winner and the new United States champion, Cesaro.
Okay, so one of 2 titles that the Blade Runners came into Stomping Grounds with. Unfortunately, it's no longer in their possession. Cesaro has gotten his revenge from Jack's Money in the Bank cash-in and reclaimed the United States Championship. Jack, of course, will down the line be looking to do the same and win back the U.S. title from Cesaro in the future. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future. For now, the Blade Runners will turn their focus to Captain Casey defending his Universal title against a very challenging opponent in a very dangerous stipulation with an opponent like Braun Strowman. No holds barred, no DQ, no countouts, weapons in play, anything goes. And Captain Casey will be hoping that at the very least he can still walk out with his Universal title around his waist. He's been facing a lot of behemoths lately. Of course, he slayed the Beast, defeated Brock Lesnar to become the Universal Champion at Super Showdown. Then last week he faced Bobby Lashley on Raw, another huge man, and lost. Now he sees himself going up against the monster among men, the man who defeated the other major champion, Kevin Owens, on SmackDown last week. So he's riding a lot of momentum as well. Will Captain Casey be able to defeat another giant, a man 2-3 times his size, and remain Universal Champion? Or will the Monster Among Men be able to do what he's failed to do in real life, and that is get his hands on a major championship? Let's find out and get our second of 3 title matches underway. It's Captain Casey defending the Universal title against Braun Strowman. No holds barred, no DQ, no countouts, weapons in play.
The following contest is a no-holds-barred match and is for the WWE Universal Championship. Weighing in at 385 pounds, Braun Strowman. Introducing the champion from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 130 pounds, he is the WWE Universal Champion, the Samurai Casey.
Put down that remote and stay a while.
And there is the prize on the line, the title that Captain Casey had to slay the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar to attain 2 weeks ago at Super Showdown. Now he faces the Monster Among Men. Can he do the same and keep at least one title in possession of the Blade Runners? Of course, this is no holds barred. That means, unlike Jack, Captain Casey will not have the support of the rest of the Blade Runners. He must go it alone in a very dangerous stipulation against a very dangerous opponent who's looking to claim his first major championship of his career. Strowman reverses with a clothesline. There's a stomp to the back. And Strowman trying to show off a little bit as well as use his size to his advantage, just walking literally over Captain Casey. And now Strowman Continues to just toss around Casey like a rag doll. Remember, Casey comes in at just 150 pounds. He weighs less than most members of 205 Live, and he's facing the, I believe they said, 380-pound Braun Strowman. A man 2.5 times his size. But we've seen Casey slay giants before. Can he do it again? There's Casey with a gut punch. And Strowman again using his size to advantage, just shoving Casey aside. There's an arm trip into the corner, and Casey is able to reverse the splash. And the clothesline just barely faces Strowman. Now Strowman trying to get a grapple attack off, but Casey is able to reverse and force Strowman into the corner.
Anything is possible, but I just can't envision a new champ being crowned here tonight. The champ just comes into tonight.
Casey needs to find ways to get Strowman on the ground, and that will work. A DDT from the corner, but Strowman gets right back to his feet and just runs right into Casey, forcing him onto the apron as Strowman is taunting him, telling him to bring it. And Casey does just that, getting himself back into the ring with a punch to the face. Irish whip into the corner. Goes line to the back. Casey looking to remain Universal Champion right here, but Strowman powers out immediately. There's a kick to the back. Casey forces Strowman slowly to his feet and connects with a huge spinning back fist. I was sending Strowman right back down to the canvas. That's what Casey needs to do. Use hard-hitting moves that will get Strowman off of his feet. As Casey once again forces the apron. And what does Strowman have in mind here? It's going to be a huge right punch to send Casey crashing outside. Remember, this is no DQ, no countouts, no holds barred, so they can fight on the outside as long as they want, as well as grab weapons. Regardless, Strowman is going to force Casey right back into the ring and plunge him into the apron. Now Casey forced up to his feet. Reversal by Casey. Strowman was going for a knee, maybe a bicycle kick, but Casey is able to reverse. But now Strowman has Casey in working hold position. Reversed by Casey with an elbow straight to the gut. Now Strowman once again trying to get a grapple attack off, but Casey's able to reverse. And Strowman will answer with 2 huge gut kicks. And now Strowman again showing off that power before hitting a huge slam using only one hand. Now Casey up to his feet, reverses with an uppercut. There's a punch to the chest and several punches to the chest. Not enough to get Strowman down to the canvas, but still that'll do some damage. 5 strikes in a row I counted. There's an arm into the corner. And Casey again attacking that chest. And now forcing Strowman into the corner. There's a corner DDT that will force Strowman down. Casey starting to get exhausted. Can he regain momentum, regain energy? He'll have to in order to remain Universal Champion. Now looking for the soda pop, but huge momentum twist in the favor of Braun Strowman, reversing the finisher of Captain Casey. There's an arm strip into the corner. And a clothesline and bulldog by Casey, who's definitely held his own so far against a powerhouse like Strowman. But we see he's starting to get exhausted. How much will a factor with that play in this matchup? There's a reversal by Strowman. Strowman clawing away at the shoulder of Casey, but Casey's able to reverse and get Strowman back down to that canvas. There's an arm strip into the corner. And a clothesline and bulldog from Casey. Casey goes for cover, center ring. Does he remain Universal Champion? No. Casey in shock and showing some frustration. He only got a 1 count there. And for some reason, Siri on my iPhone thinks I'm talking to her. No, I'm not. Just commentating this match, Siri. Anyway, Casey forced back into the corner. There's a Elbow strike to the arm. There's a gut kick from Strowman. And again, Strowman using his size to advantage, just throwing Casey around like a rag doll. Now Casey forced up to his feet.
Strowman. This is not going to be good at all. Oh my gosh, from what heights. Oh man, the champ.
And again, Casey being tossed around, but this time he'll get to his feet and there's an elbow straight to the gut. And a rolling drop kick, and now Casey looking to take flight. This is definitely something that Casey can do that Strowman cannot. Casey trying to use some aerial maneuvers to wear down Strowman. But he's caught midair and powerbombed into the corner. Strowman goes for cover, looking to become Universal Champion. And Casey powers out at 2 to keep his championship reign alive, at least for the time being. And now it's Strowman forced into the corner. Casey's going to go up to the middle ropes and try to connect with mounted punches, but Strowman just shoved him aside. There's the pepperoni twist of fate. Or rather, the twist of pepperoni. Casey goes for cover. And Strowman powers out at 2. Now Casey's looking for the soda pop. It connects. Does this lead Casey to remaining Universal Champion and slaying another giant? No, still Strowman powers out at 2. What will it take to put down the Monster Among Men and keep the Universal title around the waist of Casey? Still, win or lose, you have to admire the effort of Captain Casey. The man who defeated Brock Lesnar 2 weeks ago and is putting on a great matchup against Braun Strowman and a very dangerous stipulation on top of that. Casey's getting fired up, as he should. But he needs to keep his eye on the ball as well. Strowman is waiting outside, and he's able to force Casey, or rather Strowman, right back to the ring. He is not going to allow Strowman to use that ringside environment to his advantage. And there's a diving elbow drop. Casey again will go for covers. He remains Universal Champion. He nearly does. Gets about a 2.5 this time before Strowman powers out. Strowman forced to his feet. And there's a reversal by Strowman. Strowman now looking to become Universal Champion with a cover. And Casey powers out at 2. Yet another near fall. This has been a great Universal title match. And now Strowman again using his size to his advantage. It's a bear hug. Trying to squash the life out of the much smaller Captain Casey. And there's a reversal by Casey. And a running clothesline. Casey getting fired up. Strowman forced into a seated position as Casey goes to work on the head. Stomp to the hip. Submission locked in by Casey, in good position. Once again, technical offense targeting the head of Strowman. But Strowman's able to break it up. There's a kick to the gut. Casey was looking for the twisted pepperoni for the second time in this matchup, but Strowman reverses, and now he's looking for a running power slam. And if this connects, it may spell the end of Casey's Universal title reign, but it does not. Casey saw his reign flash before his very eyes and was able to reverse. And now, there's the twisted pepperoni. Great position, center ring. Casey slays another giant. He's slain the Beast, and now he's slain the Monster Among Men to remain the Universal Champion. What a huge win for Casey.
Just to stay alive.
Okay, how about that match? Captain Casey defeating yet another huge opponent, slaying another giant. Captain Casey defeating Braun Strowman in a great back and forth matchup. Braun Strowman had a chance to possibly put Casey away, become Universal Champion. He was setting up the running power slam, but Casey, who must have saw the end of his reign flashing before him, was able to reverse. He used that to hit his signature, the twist of pepperoni, and that would put away Braun Strowman. Casey will remain Universal Champion, assuring that at least one title remains around the waist of a Blade Runner following Stomping Grounds. And now we turn our attention to our highly anticipated main event of the evening. For I believe the first time since WITM Season 3, three WITM members will go head to head with the title on the line. This is the first time that three WITM members have challenged each other for a title, and the first time that a title match consisted of only WITM members since, I believe, Corey versus Andrew in WITM Season 3, when they fought in 3 Stages of Hell at WrestleMania for Corey's WWE title. Now Andrew defends the Cruiserweight title against two very different opponents. First, you have Austin Rage, the man who, since he came into WWE, into 205 Live prior to WrestleMania, has disrespected Andrew, has made it very clear that his goal is to defeat Andrew, become Cruiserweight Champion, and dethrone him as the face of 205 Live. He'll have an opportunity to make his dream come true tonight. And then you have Gerald, a man who we've seen have a lot of success in the past. Former Universal Champion, former Intercontinental Champion. At one point held both titles at the same time, but then kind of during the last year or so has struggled, kind of got lost in the shuffle on the main roster, came to 205 Live, and now he wants to prove that he still has a lot left in the tank and become a Cruiserweight Champion. But to do that, he must defeat a man that he has a lot of respect for, the man who's mentored him the past month, Andrew Spudstrong. And of course, Andrew, with his title on the line, it will not matter to him whether or not it's a friend, an enemy, or a bow standing across from him. He's going to do whatever it takes to remain the 7-time Cruiserweight Champion. So with that said, let's get this huge main event underway. It's WITM member versus WITM member versus WITM member. Andrew Spudstrong, the defending champion, versus Austin Rage versus Gerald, Cruiserweight title on the line. Let's get this highly anticipated main event underway.
Yeah. He contains it. The man on his own, abandoned the throne of approach across stainless.
Introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 205 pounds, Gerald.
While slumber is hovering over the block, I pray that my peers wake up. We were born out of alignment, the perfect timing is now to check for a pulse. If you ain't rock by him, high opponent be by your swing. I peep the timeline behind him and see no highness as high as him. He reigns, Lord, firearms are too short to aim for him. Call him extremist, he leaks Katrinas with his brainstorming. That's quite enormous, to say the least. Our God is a beast, his rap is the sound of a lion roaring. Since he's topped by none, I'm on hip-hop's front line, screaming from the top of my lungs. God.
there is surprise on the line. A title that means a lot to Andrew. Of course, we know what he sacrificed for it in the past. But it means just as much to his opponents tonight, Gerald and Austin Rage. For Austin Rage, it means an opportunity to dethrone Andrew as the face of 205 Live and try to prove what he believes, that he is better than Andrew. For Gerald, this is an opportunity to prove that he still has more left in the tank and that he didn't peak a year or so ago when he was the Universal Intercontinental Champion at the same time. And for the first time, we see Andrew and Gerald face off. These are two men that are close friends outside the ring. They have a lot of respect for each other, but tonight they are opponents looking to walk out of Tacoma, Washington, walk out of Stomping Grounds, the Cruiserweight Champion, as Andrew goes to work on Gerald, but Gerald fights him off with some mounted punches, or rather some punches from the ground. And it's Gerald standing tall with both men on the ground. And Andrew's just able to simply shove Gerald aside into the corner. Before Andrew can attack Gerald in the corner, Austin Rage comes up from behind and goes after Andrew. And the Cruiserweight Champion Andrew's going to be sent outside. Gerald takes on Austin Rage. Of course, we know Austin Rage has some beef with both of his opponents tonight. A couple weeks ago, Andrew, Austin Rage, and Gerald teamed together to take on Lucha the House Party after it seemed Austin Rage was turning face and apologizing to Andrew for the disrespect he showed him in the past, but Austin Rage showed his true colors later on in the evening, attacking both men after Andrew and Gerald did not need to tag him in to defeat Lucha House Party. And now it is Austin Rage standing tall with both men on the ground, but Andrew quickly gets back to his feet as Gerald is sent outside. There's a backbreaker to Andrew. Remember, these two men faced off at WrestleMania. Austin Rage's debut match in WITM in the WWE, and Austin Rage defeated Andrew. If Rage can do that again, then obviously he will be the new Cruiserweight Champion, ending Andrew's 7th Cruiserweight title reign. Gerald trying to capitalize off of Andrew's offense, but Rage would not budge. And now, rather than focusing on the down Rage, Gerald goes outside and goes after Andrew, but then changes his mind and goes back after Rage. There's a big boot. Is Gerald on his way to a Cruiserweight title reign? He nearly gets it, but Rage powers out at 2. There's a kick to the back of Rage. Gerald looking to put an end to Andrew's Cruiserweight title reign with a spear, but here comes the defending champion Andrew to break that up. Rage still woozy, and Andrew went after him, but Rage was apparently faking it and was able to evade. Roy knee bar locked in by Andrew, broken up by Gerald.
I wouldn't be surprised if that caused some serious internal injuries.
Reversal by Andrew as Rage is still down, and this is a very odd image, seeing Andrew and Gerald fighting each other. But this is what happens when you have a championship on the line.
Inside the ring now.
Andrew crashes and burns that high-risk maneuver, and it looks like Gerald was going to go after the still downed Austin Rage. He thought about going after Andrew, then he goes back into the ring, then he changes his mind again and goes after Andrew. Now he's going back after Rage, and now he's just going to taunt them both before going after Austin Rage. Now with Rage rolling back outside, Gerald turns attention to Andrew, but Andrew reverses, plunging the leg of Gerald into the canvas, and now it's Andrew getting fired up. I'm sure there's definitely some emotions for these men, such close friends having to fight each other, but I'm sure they'll still respect each other after the match. And I'm sure if there's any man that Gerald would want to see besides himself holding the Cruiserweight title, it is Andrew, and vice versa for Andrew. Austin Rage has something to say about that. There's a power bomb. Andrew is down, and now Rage turns to Gerald, but Gerald fights back with a flurry of strikes.
Let's not write him off yet. Remember, his opponent isn't necessarily whistling Dixie either.
There's a foot DT by Gerald. Does he become Cruiserweight Champion? No. Rage powers out at 2. Reversal by Rage. Reversal by Gerald. Gerald continues to go after Rage and forces him into the corner, but Rage is able to fight him off with a knee strike and a clothesline. And now takes out Andrew as well. Does Rage become Cruiserweight champion? No, Andrew powers out immediately. Now Andrew forced up to his feet. And Rage heads outside. What does he have in mind? Looks like Rage is going to try to take a little bit of time to recover here, but this is a no disqualification, no count-out match, and Andrew joins him on the outside, only for both men to run back inside the ring. What does Andrew have in mind here as he joins Rage on the apron? It's a DDT, spiking the head of Rage into the apron. Gerald has outside. Andrew heads back in. Gerald forces Rage back into the ring. Andrew will join him there. And now Gerald with a big boot is the defending champion Andrew. His second big boot of the matchup. Gerald covers his close friend Andrew. Will he win his Cruiserweight title? No. Andrew powers out at 2. And now Andrew with a reversal. Misses with the kick. Arm drag by Gerald, who's definitely holding his own in this matchup. Gerald with a variation of the Sister Abigail is going to send Andrew to the outside, but now Gerald's getting tired and he faces Austin Rage. Gerald's still holding his own, however, despite his exhaustion. Goes for cover. Rage powers out at 2. Remember, of course, Andrew, the defending champion, does not even have to be involved in his decision to lose his Cruiserweight title. Gerald can pin Rage or vice versa and become Cruiserweight champion. Now what does Rage have in mind here with Gerald on the outside? It's a suicide dive over the ropes. That's going to take out Gerald. As the WWE Universe chants, "This is awesome. This is awesome indeed." This triple threat between 3 WITM members. We know that a WITM member is going to walk out of Stomping Grounds Cruiserweight champion. The question is which one. All 3 men have had their moments in this match. Andrew takes out the legs of Gerald to force him down. Rage taunts his opponents and that allows Andrew an opening. Rolling knee bar for a second time in this matchup. And Rage is able to break the hold. Before Andrew can capitalize to the flat line, Rage gets back to his feet. But Rage in a bad way on the apron. There's an Irish whip. And a clothesline by Rage. Rage goes for cover. And Andrew powers out at 1.5. Another big boot, taking out both the official and Austin Rage. And Rage powers out right away anyway. But even if there was a 3 count, it wouldn't have mattered. The referee is out. Andrew's back to his feet, and he's just watching as Gerald takes out Rage. And now Andrew shoves Gerald aside. It hits the flat line, busting open his close friend Gerald. Andrew goes for the cover. The referee just now starting to come back to his senses. And that gives Gerald more than enough time to power out. As Andrew taunts his opponents, but here comes Austin Rage. He goes for cover. Now that the referee is back to his senses, Andrew powers out at 2.
I'm just as shocked as everyone else, Cole.
Andrew forced up to his feet. And fights off the grapple and reverses. There's a leg kick. Irish up into the corner. Reversal by Rage. There's another leg kick to send Rage back into the corner, but he's able to reverse and goes into a single leg Boston Crab. And there's Gerald trying to break it up with a drop kick, but misses. Andrew able to break it up under his own power and send Rage tumbling outside. Now rolling knee bar locked in to a bloody Gerald.
This could be it. This is his opportunity to win.
This is Andrew's 3rd rolling knee bar of the match. Gerald taps out. Andrew has forced his close friend Gerald to tap out, and Andrew will remain the 7-time Cruiserweight champion, defeating a friend and an enemy in this latest title defense.
after it here.
Here's your winner, and the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Andrew.
Okay, so now it's time for our Stomping Grounds results and rankings update. We start off with the two non-title matches that were on the card. I put all the title matches on the main save, which were 7, and then the two non-title matches on my backup save, since there were 9 matches altogether on our Stomping Grounds card, and you can only fit 7 on one save. We start off with a inter-brand matchup where SmackDown's Randy Orton teamed with Raw's Baron Corbin to defeat SmackDown Tag Team Heavy Machinery. And then another inter-brand non-title matchup, Raw's Drew McIntyre, managed by his ally Shane McMahon, defeated SmackDown's Kofi Kingston. And unfortunately, we did not have that next match because there was no Raw Tag Team title defense in real life, but maybe we'll see them defend their titles on Raw again soon. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And now we move on to the main save where we had the 7 title matches, including our 3 WITM matches. We start things off with a new Raw Women's Champion, the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans, is your new Raw Women's Champion, defeating Natalya in just her first title defense. And then, unfortunately, we had another champion lose their first title defense, and it was WITM's Jack of the Blade Runners. The former U.S. champion Cesaro is now the new United States champion. The Colognes continuing their impressive and unlikely SmackDown Tag Team title reign, defeating the New Day, represented by Big E and Xavier Woods. We have a new SmackDown Women's Champion, and it is the real-life SmackDown Women's Champion and part of Andrew's team Livestrong Spudstrong, Bayley. She defeated Charlotte Flair to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. We have a new WWE Champion as well. Roman Reigns has ended the very impressive WWE title reign, doing what Corey could not do and was hoping to do tonight at Stomping Grounds, defeating Kevin Owens to become WWE Champion. That was a steel cage match. Roman Reigns is your new WWE Champion. However, the other major championship remains around the waist of a WITA member, Captain Casey, defeating another giant, this time the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, to remain Universal Champion. And Andrew will remain Cruiserweight Champion. He defeated his good friend Gerald via the rolling knee bar. Austin Rage, another WIT member, took a no decision in that matchup. How does that affect the rankings on Raw, SmackDown, and 205 Live? Let's find out and do our post-pay-per-view rankings update. We'll start off with 205 Live. AI Master is still 24/7 champion. The Cruiserweight Champion remains Andrew Spudstrong, number 1 contender since he only took a no decision. It is Austin Rage. Could we possibly see a rematch between Andrew and Austin Rage one-on-one in the near future? We'll have to wait and see. Number 2 is Humberto Carrillo. Gerald will only fall 1 spot down to number 3, so not out of the realm possibility he could have a rematch in the future. Number 4 is Brian Kendrick. Number 5, Tony Nese. Number 6, Oni Lorcan. Number 7, Sunil Singh. Number 8, Kalisto. Number 9, Tozawa. Number 10, Samir Singh. Number 11, Drew Gulak. Number 12, Mike Kanellis. Number 13, Noam Dar. Number 14, Graham Metalik. Number 15, Arya Davari. Number 16, Lindsay Dorado. And now we move on to SmackDown Live. The Women's Tag Team Champions are the Kabuki Warriors. Number 1 contenders, the Iconics. Number 2, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. The SmackDown Women's Champion is Bayley. Number 1 contender, Ember Moon. Number 2, Carmella. Number 3, Lana. And number 4, Charlotte Flair. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions are the Colognes. Number 1 contenders, the Planet's Tag Team. Number 2, the New Day. Number 3, the B Team. And number 4, Heavy Machinery. The Intercontinental Champion is WITM's AOT Master. Number 1 contender, Andrade. Number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 3, Buddy Murphy. Number 4, Rusev. Number 5, Finn Balor. Number 6, Shelton Benjamin. Number 7, Elias. Number 8, Apollo Crews. Number 9, R-Truth. And number 10, Ali. The WWE Champion is Roman Reigns. The number 1 contender is Corey. Can we see Corey yet again trying to challenge a WWE Champion? He is in control of his own destiny to possibly get the next WWE title shot. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Number 2, the now former champion Kevin Owens. Number 3, Randy Orton. Number 4, Dolph Ziggler. And number 5, Kofi Kingston. And finally, Monday Night Raw. We already covered the Women's Tag Team title, so we won't recap that. The new Raw Women's Champion is Lacey Evans. Number 1 contender, Alexa Bliss. Number 2, Natalya. Number 3, Naomi. Number 4, Dana Brooke. Number 5, Nikki Cross. Number 6, Alicia Fox, who I should probably take out of the rankings because it seems like she is now under a Legends contract, no longer competing in the ring. Number 6, Tamina. Number 7, Becky Lynch. Number 8, Sarah Logan. The Raw Tag Team Champions are the Bank Robbers. Number contenders are Revival. Number 2, Viking Raiders. Number 3, Lucha House Party. Number 4, Gallows Anderson. Number 5, The Ascension. Number 6, Hawkins and Ryder. Number 7, The Usos. The United States Champion is Cesaro. Number 1 contender, Miz. Number 2, the former champion, Jack. We'll see if he can bounce back and get himself a rematch in the near future. Number 3, Cedric Alexander. Number 4, Eric Young. Number 5, AJ Styles. Number 6, Mojo Rawley. Number 7, Robert Roode. Number 8, Samoa Joe. Number 9, Titus O'Neil. Number 10, EC3. Number 11, Heath Slater. Number 12, Ricochet. Number 13, No Way Jose. And finally, the Universal Champion is still WITM's Captain Casey. Number 1 contender, Drew McIntyre. Number 2, Bobby Lashley. Number 3, Braun Strowman. Number 4, Seth Rollins. Number 5, Sami Zayn. And number 6, Baron Corbin. So that is going to do it for this pay-per-view episode number 85. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. And hit that notification bell so I'm going to say single moments of WITM action. Our next episode will be episode 86, where we will finally enter the month of July, and we will have to wait 2 weeks for our next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. We had 2 weeks since Super Showdown before Stomping Grounds. That'll only be another 2-week wait for we have another pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. As we begin the month of July in the next episode, we know that on the next edition of NXT, we will have a NXT Women's Title match between Mia Yim and WITM's Rose of the Degenerates, so definitely that to look forward to, an already confirmed match for episode 86. As for what else is in store, including possibly more title matches, we'll have to wait and see. I'll begin setting up Raw once I sign off here, including seeing what 4 wildcards from SmackDown will be appearing on Raw. That is going to do it for episode 85. Once I sign off, there'll be information on how to become a WIT member for free, as well as links to our social media and links to WIT members who stream on either Twitch or YouTube. So go check all of them out and support them. Maybe leave a follow or subscribe. Until episode number 86, this is Corey with WITM Car Wrestling, signing off.